Welcome to Diary of an Ex-Ho. I'm Cheri Hardman. I'm your ex-ho, and today's guest is Hazel Jae. So sit back, enjoy the episode, and remember the old saying, always a bridesmaid when you're a hoe.
All right, I'm Hazel Jae. I yesterday was my 30th birthday.
Ooh,
Yeah, dirty 30, and I'm pansexual, bisexual, however you want to say that. I go by they or she pronouns.
okay.
Um, and I'm like polyamorous. So like I am dating people currently, but like I don't know, always kind of single because I date around and I whatever. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, first thing we do is a Mary Shag Kill. So I am going to go grab that.
Amazing.
Make it big. So three people, you got to marry one, shag one, kill one. I
Okay.
decided to do for you, a queer edition. So we
Oh
have
God.
Chapel Rowan, Maren Morris, and Renee Rapp. Who are you going to marry? Who are you going to shag? Who are you going to kill?
Oh, I have to marry Chapel Rowan.
Okay.
It's I can't only be something she can write a song about. Um, I have no idea who these other people are because I'm super celebrity dyslexic. Um,
Okay.
but
I'll give you just some uh this person was famous because she's a singer and she wore like a skirt on stage where everybody could see her twat.
I love that.
And then this one is on a show called Sex Life of College Girls, and also was played Regina George on the Mean
Oh,
Girls.
oh, I
Uh,
do know her. Okay, I just didn't recognize her. I guess I would kill Regina George,
okay,
right? And shag Maren Morris because I'm totally down
all right,
with a good pussy skirt. That's
yeah,
great.
all right, all right. So when it comes to sex, would you rather watch or be watched?
Okay, so I thought that because I always had such bad like body issues when I was younger. So I always thought that I would definitely rather like watch because I don't like to be perceived, but I actually am way more exhibitionist than I expected like in my real life, I guess.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. So yeah,
Okay,
I'd rather be watched.
that makes 100% sense to me. And by the way, happy birthday. The 30s are like the best.
Thank
It gets
you.
better in different ways, but 30s are great. I remember
Thank you.
on my 30th birthday, I got a birthday card that said something about sex is best in your 30s, and then it just said, let the decade begin, or something like that. It was cute. So,
Yeah. No, I'm ready.
all right. So, when you were young, what did your parents or whoever raised you, what did they call private parts?
My mom taught me the anatomical names because she was I think she got this education when she went through like paramedic school for a little bit that like kids need to know the anatomical names for safety kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. So yeah, we didn't do like nicknames or anything, but like she's like very into always talking like anatomically though. She does not use
Oh,
any slang like to refer to those things. Like she's very like medical and by the book about
right.
it in general. But yeah, and she's also very prude, so there's no other reason for us to be using the words. Yeah.
uh, were your parents good relationship role models?
No. No, my dad broke up with my mom while she was pregnant with me, I think actually.
Mm, okay.
Um, so I never remember them being together. I've heard there was a time they tried to like work it out for a bit for me, but I have no memory of that. And when I was like 6 or 7, my mom married a guy who was 10 years younger than her. Like my 33-year-old mom married like a 23-year-old, and a
Okay.
23-year-old was my stepdad. Um, and they like would argue a lot. He was very immature, obviously, and big
Mm,
gamer.
right.
They would show affection, but they also like would like throw things at each other sometimes. I don't know.
Hmm.
It's very back and forth, very shouty, very blamey. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
So how did watching their relationships, your mom's relationships basically, how did that affect you and your relationships today?
um, oh gosh. I don't know about like now how I deal with relationships, but when I was younger, I just wanted to get out of there mostly. So like I would pretty much live with any partner that I had. And in high school, that was like boyfriends and stuff. I had a really abusive boyfriend for the later of my high school years until I was almost 21. Um, but yeah, no, I shouting is like there's a suspension of belief where that's like normal to
Mhm.
me because of just
Right.
that, yeah, seeing that all the time. And I was also like my stepdad molested me. So, and I lived with him for like a long ass time. So I have a lot of like weird sexual trauma due to that.
Mm,
So I had weird weird times with actually like I don't know, having sex for me. Like that didn't happen for a very long time, but I was having sex with people.
right. Right. Okay. Um, okay. Well, I am never sure how to ask this question, especially when there has been some kind of sexual abuse. But
Oh, I'm
uh,
very open about my thing. Yeah.
okay, what I want to ask you about is what I call your sexual awakening. So, like when you first like noticed sex was a thing, whether it was something you observed or something you felt in your body, something somebody told you. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I was aware at a really young age about what sex was because of being abused. So I just kind of like always knew. And I was abused before she married him as well by a relative. So like I don't remember like a time not understanding what sex was.
Right.
Um, but like for me, like actually like noticing like my own sexual feelings, uh, probably, I don't know, my friends like we would like play like pretend like boyfriend games, like that kind of thing, like whatever. But like I don't think I actually felt those things until probably like middle school,
Mhm.
like when I was actually having my first like actual boyfriends.
Right.
Um, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Did you have any celebrity crushes?
Oh yeah. Dwayne The Rock Johnson was my very first celebrity crush.
Really?
Yeah, when I was like 6 or 7.
That's a lot of man to be a first crush, you know? Like all my first crushes were kind of gay a little bit, you know, like
Yeah,
feminine appearing or whatever.
there was Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and like Johnny Depp was big for me. Daniel Radcliffe.
Mm,
Okay, and then like the Hex Girls from Scooby-Doo. Like that there's like no in between.
right. So what is your do you have a type?
No, I get a lot of comments actually when people see the types of partners that I have or have had. Um, yeah, I don't. People have told me several times, like, "Wow, you really like don't have a single type about you."
That's interesting.
I love queer identities the most, but like that's yeah, I don't know.
Is there like a mainstream movie that you've seen that had like a sex scene that you really felt was hot that you maybe went back to and watched or thought about?
Um, oh gosh. I can't think of any. But I also like was not I didn't even watch porn or anything until like my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, um, yeah, I like because when I was younger, no, it was like all fanfic for me.
Okay.
That's
Okay. Do you watch porn now?
yeah, yeah, now I do.
All right. Do you have a go-to category or
Bisexual threesomes.
good. Sound like a good one. What effects do you think porn has had on your life?
Um, I think that it's really interesting because when I have sex with a person, it can take way, way, way longer for me to come than when I'm just like watching porn and solo. Like that's something that I never expected.
Mm-hmm.
I've always like literally I thought I had to like concentrate. I do have to concentrate very hard sometimes to come with a partner, right?
I know. I have a joke where I say I have to grit my teeth for like 7 minutes and think of something really disgusting.
Yeah, right. Pretty much.
Um, what's your definition of amazing sex?
I like playing. So like I love kink and like people in kink communities. I think like because not every like a lot of people do struggle with finishing. So like it kind of, I don't know, like for a lot of people, for those people, which are more than people realize, it's not about finishing, it's about the play involved. So I really, yeah, just any like time spent, I'm all about foreplay and just like being there and intimate and
Hmm.
present when I
Okay.
can.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Let's go to the wheel of dirty questions. So hang on, let me go grab that. First, we got to get rid of this. Okay. What is your favorite sex toy?
Oh gosh. Probably really cute butt plugs. I'm all about aesthetic, fashion. I love taking photos of my butt. Like, yeah, love a good accessory in the bedroom.
All right. That is an answer I've never gotten before. So, how's your body image now?
So much better than it used to be. Yeah, I hated myself like my whole life. And I've kind of been growing into this confidence the past 5 years that I never had before. It probably started when I got an OnlyFans. And I think it like really just I didn't realize that people did appreciate my body because I didn't, you
Hmm.
know? But yeah, I have gained weight progressively since then. I am the heaviest I've ever been, but I've also never loved myself more.
Hmm. Good, good. What's the best compliment you've ever gotten on your naked body?
Oh, I love compliments about my tummy because that's like the part of me that I've always been the most self-conscious about. So like when people say they love my tummy, it is like all the warm fuzzy feelings, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Do you have any sexual regrets?
Y ever fucking guys? Like ever like doing that in the first place? Like I should have just been gay. Like, um, that maybe would have helped me with a lot of things.
That's pretty funny, actually. But not, Is there anything left on your sexual bucket list that you still want to try that you haven't?
Oh my God, so many things. I really, I'm way more into group sex than solo sex. So there's, yeah, a lot of with that. I also, recently unlocked a life goal of mine, which I think is to be a clown for like an orgy.
Mm,
I think that would be amazing.
like
Uh,
full clown makeup and everything?
Yeah, yeah. And I do like I've done like clown makeup and stuff for some of my comedy events before. Because I love a good theme. I love a good, just
Hmm.
outfit and stuff. No, I went to a Halloween party dressed as a clown and I put a squeaker in my titty and was
Oh,
honking my titty at people and they loved it. Oh my God, it was just amazing. And I feel like orgy clowns should be a thing. I don't know
yeah.
what I want to
That-
do with my life
that's
now.
that's interesting. Okay, um, so if you like are like for me right now, if I wanted to try to have an orgy or like a threesome or something, yeah, yeah, right. I'm an
Yeah.
old married woman. I would never be able to do that anymore, probably. But um, you're probably pretty hooked up into a scene. How easy would it be for you to right now put together an orgy?
Probably pretty easy. I do date prime right now, the only partners I have are a couple that date each other primarily. So
Mm,
I'm like their unicorn. But I've also been connected to them for a very long time.
right.
Uh, yeah, and I love them. So like we mostly have sex, like the three of us, like if I'm involved.
Hmm.
They obviously do their own thing or whatever, but I always have sex with both of them usually. Uh, but yeah, I don't think it would be very hard for me, but I don't think I have like a group specifically that I would go to besides like my partners at this point. It would still be like feeling out vibes.
Okay. I'm just trying to live vicariously through you. So, um, what is your hoe song? Like the song that when you hear it, it kind of brings out your hoe spirit.
Oh yeah, I love WAP. Cardi B and like the Stallion. Love that
Right.
song. It's everything.
Hmm. Um, what's your Instagram?
Hazel Days. It's HazelDaez.
All right. Okay, so this should be coming out in either like the 1st or the 8th of January. So do you have any shows or anything that you want to promote around that time?
Yes, I will be on a show on the 18th of January called Stripper Talk. Where sex workers talk about their experiences. It's like a podcast style comedy show.
Hmm.
Um, and then I think the next show I have isn't until like March 8th, but I'm doing L'Aphrodisiac at Sanctuary.
Oh, fun. Yeah. Well, good. All right. Now we've come to the time when you're just going to tell me a story that's involving sex in some way, and I'm just going to listen.
Okay, this one's wild. So I make bad decisions. That's the first note of this. My house caught fire at one point, and I was living in my girlfriend's apartment. She was living with her current girlfriend. So I was alone in her apartment, just like chilling there after my house caught fire for a few months. And I started hanging out with this guy because I went to high school with him. So I like kind of had that familiarity a little bit, but I didn't know him closely in high school or then. Um, and he had the word loser tattooed on his face. Uh,
Literally, or
literally right here, the
oh,
word loser, literally tattooed
all right.
on his face. And I did have sex with him, and I and he was in defeat. And he like wanted me to like put my dirty feet, like try to put shove my toes up his nose kind of thing while we were fucking. Like that was his ish. He loved that. And I was so dumb that I didn't realize that he was a meth head because I had no clue what the signs of those drugs are at that point.
Mhm.
And I had no idea that he was homeless
Uh,
until he showed up one night uh, to my ex-girlfriend's apartment. I like knocked on the door, and then he was acting really weird after we smoked a blunt together, and he had the audacity to ask me if I had laced that blunt, even though he
oh,
does. And then he wouldn't stop looking out my windows.
huh.
That's yeah, super cool, but really funny. He threw a Molotov cocktail in the George Floyd protest.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes, he did. And then later on, I started dating a girl and told her about him, and she said, "So did I." I was next to that guy when I like described him to her. So if I do have a type, I guess it's the type who throw Molotov cocktails.
That's funny, but can I say, I, you know, bless your heart and everything, but I don't think there's any bigger red flag than having loser tattooed on your
Oh
face.
my God. No, seriously, I did that. I did that. I guess it might not be as bad as the time that my coworker I was fucking got my nickname tattooed on his dick.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, he did. I told him not to. I don't know why he was in love with me, even though we weren't dating.
Mm,
But yeah, he got my nickname tattooed on his dick. And he's been my boss a couple times since then.
mm.
I've worked with his wife. She's totally aware that that's about me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's really
All
sweet.
right. Well, it's been really fun talking to you. I apologize that I made you wait so long this
Oh my
afternoon.
God, no
Um,
worries.
you know, stuff happens sometimes. So, thanks for being on, and I'll be sure to tag you when this episode comes out.
Yay! Thank
All right.
you.
Have a great rest of your afternoon.
You too.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.